What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to RDNA. I am Mr. Williams. I'm going to be talking about this immigration deal with the kids being separated from their parents. But first, I'm going to play a little audio. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to come back with my comments.
I was reading last night about they're putting these kids in some, they called them cages. I read somewhere. I mean, are you kidding me? This is America.
I have put in place a zero tolerance policy for illegal entry. If you are smuggling a child, then we will prosecute you. And that child may be separated from you as required by law.
Are you comfortable with the current zero tolerance policy leading to the children being separated at the border?
No, I'm not. We don't want kids to be separated from their parents. I just made that really clear.
So, this topic has gotten really hot over the last few weeks. And, so apparently the president has directed the Border Patrol to start, or the Justice Department has directed the Border Patrol agents to start separating people who are being detained at the border, separating their children from them. And they say it's not as a deterrent, but I mean that's absolutely what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's absolutely a deterrent to give the people something to think about before they come over. Like, you come over here, we're gonna take your kids away. You know what I'm saying? Not only are we gonna lock you up someplace, we're gonna lock your kids up someplace too. And no matter what you call it, no matter whatever they say, oh, they're this way, that way. If you putting people behind locked doors, they're locked up. You know what I'm saying? And I think that it's so easy. This president has denigrated people so much, and he's made the water so muddy. And it's horrible. You know what I'm saying? Because you can hear the words that he's using. Like, if you're a remotely intelligent person, you know what I'm saying, you know anything about language and the uses of words, just the words he's using. This is using words like infest. You know what I'm saying? Infestation is not something, a word you would use about people that you view as human. You know what I'm saying? About people that you view the same as yourself. Like, everybody that comes from south of the border, you know what I'm saying, is referred to as MS-13, or some kind of criminal or this or that. And most of these people are children. And where I think he gets away with it a lot is that the way it's always been, to a certain degree in this country, is that, the majority, and I mean by majority, I have to say, Caucasian, they a lot of times it takes them a really long time to look at people of a different race or ethnic background and see themselves. At least that's the way it seems. Because if I have to believe that if there was a bunch of, Anglo people who were coming across the border, with their babies, I highly doubt that these drastic steps that are being taken by this administration will be taken against those people that they feel look like them. America has created its own stereotypes for people of color. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's African Americans, whether it's Hispanic Americans, and that's pretty much what we're dealing with right now to this day. After all this time, people always saying, "Oh, it's 2018. I can't believe this." Come on, man. America's been America for 200 some change. You know what I'm saying? Little things change here and there. Before Trump got elected, everybody was looking around like, "Oh, there's no way this guy's going to get elected." You know what I'm saying? He's terrible. He's terrible. He's terrible. Guess what? Donald Trump's president. And if we're keeping it real, he's probably going to be president for the whole 4 years. And, you know what I'm saying, get whatever thoughts that you got out of your head, like, oh, there's no way he getting reelected. I wouldn't bet nothing on it. I know I'm not voting for him, but I wouldn't bet that he won't get reelected. Because that's just reality. And because, like, in 2004, I would have bet my arm and my leg George Bush would have not got reelected. And he beat John Kerry handily in that election. So that just tells you. So whatever faith that you have in people, hold on to that. You know what I'm saying, for a little bit. You want to find out, like I just found out today, that one of the, well, it makes sense now that I think about it, but that one of those detention centers is right here in my city, right here in San Diego. And as soon as I get done with this video, I'm going to find out where that place is. And I'm going to go down there. You know, and hopefully there's some other people down there, you know what I'm saying, just at least letting their voices be heard. Then I'm going to go down there and I'm going to do the same thing. Or at least take my kids down there and do the same thing for a minute and show some type of support. Because look, all that time for, you know, saying you feel bad about something. Oh, I'm sad that this happened. Oh, I feel bad that this happened. Oh, I can sympathize. I can do this. Like, yeah, me too. Me fucking too. Me too. I sympathize, empathize, all of that shit. I see it. I think it's fucking wrong. I think that the whole policy, the immigration policy, is fucking racial. I think the whole thing is racial, man. They're trying to hold off their majority. These people are worried about 20 years from now, when supposedly there's going to be the demographic shift. And that's to me, that's neither here or there. But these people are worried about that because they know they haven't been decent. And that's the people in power. And their fear trickles down. They spread their fear up top. Oh, man, we're going to lose our majority. How are we going to stay in control? How are we going to hold a monopoly on the money? How are we going to hold a monopoly on the business? How are we going to do all this when the demographics are shifting? So I'm telling you right now, this is a last-ditch effort by old guard. And they're fighting really hard, and they got the perfect freaking rattlesnake at the head. Because no matter what happens at the end of the day, trust me and believe me, in my belief here, is that the lifetime politicians, they feel like they can survive Donald Trump. It's just when did they get to the point where they can cut bait? You know, in the meantime, they can get all this mean and nasty stuff they wanted to get done through this man by putting their heads in the sand. Now, hopefully, they'll come up with a bipartisan solution to stopping that separation of the parents from the children at the border. But as of right now, man, you look at the news every day. You see what we're dealing with. You hear this man every day. You see his tweets every day. Every day, this cat is out there talking reckless. He wants to be a dictator. You know what I'm saying? He wants to be that. Because just like George Bush said, it will be easier to be a dictator than anything else when it comes to running the government. It will be easier to be a dictator. And that's what Donald Trump wants to be. He wants to be a dictator. He wants to be able to snap his fingers and whatever he wants done is done automatically. And who's to say, at first we were saying that, okay, he was trying to, you know, appease his base, his little 35% solid base. I don't even know if that's the case no more. I don't know. You know, I don't want to, you know, get too far into, you know, conspiracy, but shit. This might be, you know what I'm saying, a second rise of fucking white nationalism or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Because it seems hella crazy to me. You know, and then the bait and switch, and then the people that voted for this cat, they buy into that because it's their narrative. It's the narrative that they already see shit that way. So it's not hard to convince them. You know, I had a pal of mine, you know, when Obama was president, and I was, you know, he's a Caucasian, and I was over there at his pad, and I was having a conversation with him and his mom about politics, and you know, and she was talking to me about some stuff she heard about Obama, and it wasn't true, you know what I'm saying? I kind of explained it to her, and she was like, "Why do you think it is that people believe stuff that's not true about Obama?" And I told her, I said, in my opinion, my experience being a black man, it's easy to convince white people that a black person did something wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to convince white people that a black person's at fault. If that wasn't true, how so many people get killed, hanged, locked up for shit they didn't do because a white person said they did it? Only to find out years or decades later that the person was lying. You know, so. And you can just take that shit like a little nugget, you know what I'm saying? That like, oh, that don't mean too much. But actually that shit means a lot. And as long as, and the same stereotypes that have been, placed upon us, placed upon other people of color, they still get used now. You know what I'm saying? You got the people from Fox News. Fox News is like the damn Trump administration propaganda channel. You know, and believe it or not, all those stations pump some type of propaganda. They're all pumping something. You know what I'm saying? But as a person of good conscience, you got to discern for yourself what's right and what's wrong. I don't need nobody to tell me. I don't need nobody to tell me what's wrong. I can look and see like, oh damn, I don't agree with that. But as far as the next 4 years go and the trajectory of things, you know what I'm saying? We're closer to dictators and sketchy people all around the world than we've ever been. You know what I'm saying? All this has come about under Donald Trump. Now, some people that agree with him might believe that's good things. I don't think that you shouldn't talk to Kim Jong-un. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that you shouldn't talk to Vladimir Putin. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe if you're gonna get something worked out, then you have to communicate. You know what I'm saying? Just because he's you know what I'm saying, this guy's a dictator or this, just because you ignore something don't mean it don't exist. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's like your bills. You get your bills in the mail. You can ignore them shits. That don't mean they're not going to cut them fucking lights out after them last notices come through. You know what I mean? So, we at this point where we kind of putting our head in the sand, and we over here, we're over here mistreating people that are running from hardships, and it's so easy to pump fear among a certain section of our country, you know what I'm saying, that we are becoming less humane. You know what I'm saying? By the virtue of this guy. And I'm gonna get up out of here in a second. But this is where I feel we're at, man. If I had to come up with a movie analogy, we're living in Ghostbusters 2. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump is Vigo, and we covered in the slime. And if you ain't covered in the slime, you watching everybody covered in the slime. You know what we don't have? We ain't got no Ghostbusters. Right now, I mean, because I won't sit here and call this man or his administration evil. But right now, good is losing. You know what I'm saying? Good is or right. You know what I'm saying? Because they're using the rule of law to expel these people, to take these people's children away, to put these people out of the country. It's not just people at the border. They're picking up people here. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't bothering nobody. They're sending people who are citizens back to countries. There's a lot of sketchy stuff going on right now. You know what I'm saying? And all our attention, for whatever it's worth, is being shifted to the shiny thing instead of the big ass thing that's right over our shoulder. You know what I'm saying? And that's how easily we're distracted. So what I'm saying right now, man, it's time to raise our voices. You know what I'm saying? Because I've always said this before, that in my opinion, America should honestly look the same way that any of those other countries look, where people are always in the streets throwing rocks and bottles and all of that. And I'm not talking about black people rioting. I'm not talking about white people rioting or brown people, any of that. I'm talking about everybody. Because, like I said, man, we're all getting screwed. We just don't know it because, we're covered in that damn propaganda. Like, oh, America, we got to protect our borders, this, that, and the thing. Man, you protecting your borders so they can fuck you. Just if they get rid of all the illegal immigrants, how much is that really gonna change your life? It's not. That shit ain't gonna change your life. You know what I'm saying? If maybe if you want to see less brown people, maybe this shit will change your life. But in terms of your everyday, that shit's not gonna affect you. And it's a debate. Since when I don't understand how human rights could be a debate. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's a simple right and wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that there is a solution, and it might be tough. Who knows? And I'm not saying that the immigration thing is going to be solved, overnight and it's going to be easy. But I know that it doesn't have to be separating parents from their children. I know it don't got to be that. I know it don't have to have people in big ass cages. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you believe that all those places, those centers that they've shown, if you think that all those places just what they look like, oh, it looks nice like a little school where they just sleep on the floor on mats and aluminum blankets, and then you fooling yourself. Nobody would send their kid there and say, "Oh yeah, you'll be fine here, Jimmy." Nobody's gonna say that shit. But if you make an excuse why it's okay to do that to those kids, there's no way for us to know the hardship that these countries face, or these people from these countries, because we never had that over here. But I'm gonna wrap it up. You know what I'm saying? That's my little wax on that for the day. Hopefully you know what I'm saying, you get something out of the video. And like I said, if you do some research on the internet, and if you see if one of those places is in your community, if you live in one of the border cities like I do, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm here in San Diego. So there's one here. I just found out, I saw a news clip this morning, so I know that there is one here. And I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna find out where it is, and I'm gonna go down there. And hopefully there'll be some other people down there, and I could commune, man, because it's fucked up. And it's not cool. And if you just sitting home and you're on Twitter or you're on wherever you at, you know what I'm saying, then the fuck are you really doing? You know what I'm saying? Exactly what they want you to do. Sit on the internet and beat your fucking keys. It's Mr. Williams, RDNA. I'm out. Love you, brother.